Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Hello! Thank you, Elkesh, for writing something. And hello. I can see the chat now. Good. Because this is one of those games where I kind of need to be able to see what people are saying so that we can continue analysing all these patients.
Each day.
On Valentine's night.
Time as you know it freezes.
20 minutes past 10.
Keep up, Doctor.
Thinks we're going to smother her in her sleep.
I'm a grave digger, Doctor.
I was at home.
David is my husband.
All on my lonesome.
Stabbed him with a steak knife.
Nothing changes.
I'm a qualified angel of death.
When I'm dancing,
You get this day over and over.
Hilda.
I black out.
I don't think she's got long.
And Laurie just...
Naked on the beach.
Hannah.
Is that it for today?
Okay, right, so this is day something. Oh yes, we just got footage.
Nothing, of course. The faculty thinks I've gone loopy, like some kind of spongy Mobius strip. That's why I'm here, isn't it, Dr. Dekker? Him, God, the great old one, the elder god, Cthulhu, however you address him. Listen to me! You're not listening! It's your only bloody job! Well, let's call him God. He creates this world for his amusement, something he can play with and occasionally alter to suit his mood. God loves chaos, but something goes wrong. Man and woman evolve. What was once chaotic becomes, well, more ordered. Without chaos, he has less power. When there's too much order, he becomes impotent. So he needs to instill chaos again. And do you know how he does this? No. And yes, but you're being too granular. He needs chaos so he can return, and the only thing stopping him is you. Not just you. You and people like you. Psychiatrists, doctors, nurses. Anyone who is caring for people who are losing their sanity. You have no comprehension how important your job is, do you? He doesn't need your version of insanity to spread. He needs chaos. It's not the same. It's just a means to an end. They're not all cultists, unfortunately. Once you see the truth, it's hard not to spread chaos yourself, to cause further insanity and harm your own. I doubt it. But can I make you question your reality? Definitely. But in doing so, I would be promoting more chaos. On the basis the central component of our universe is chaos, science can only document a perception of the chaos at any one given moment in time. As, by definition, chaos is unpredictable from one moment to the next. Which means that at any given moment, we can choose to alter our perception of the world. No matter how much chaos that would cause. In 10 seconds' time, there will be no gravity in this room, and we will float. 3, 2, 1. You think nothing happened. Where's your glass, Doctor?
Okay, so that was interesting. Right. Hello, Nathan. Welcome back. How are you doing today?
Hello again, Doctor. I had a bit of a shaky loop incident, but let's not talk about it. Yesterday, I set fire to Hannah's clothes in the garden. I just wanted the day to move forward. I instantly regretted it. And lo and behold, here we are, a new day. Hannah's clothes are a pile of ashes.
Kind of feel for him.
I've kept almost all of her stuff as she left it. It's just the clothes. I've decided to burn those yesterday, so here I am. Hannah loved clothes. Every season, she'd donate her entire wardrobe to some charity or another, and only buy stuff she loved. I was left with winter. I don't even know what her favourite season was. Does it matter? What's your favourite season, Doctor?
I like winter.
If you like winter, you're supposed to be hard-working and analytical. I suppose that increases my chances of you curing my problem. I don't think winter was Hannah's favourite season. not colourful enough.
Hannah sounds awesome, but it's a shame she's dead.
I was at Henley Church on Valentine's Day,
Henley Church.
visiting Hannah's grave. It's the anniversary of her death.
Oh.
Her parents wanted a huge funeral with all the trimmings. Hannah would never have come for it. It does give me somewhere to visit. I got to write the epitaph. We walk alone without our angel.
That's sweet.
I've been alone since Hannah. I can't imagine anyone ever replacing her. Not that I've looked. Do you think I should look for someone else? Thanks, Doctor. I appreciate that. I still don't think I'm ready to move forward in that respect.
Interesting. Okay.
I left Henley Church about 11 o'clock on Valentine's Day. I was talking to an archaeologist who said it uncovered some fossils resembling a strange cephalopod. Strange place to find an octopus, really. What? Do you think I've got something to do with Dr. Dekker's murder? Maybe you should ask your assistant who Dekker saw that day.
Well, I'm going to. Was it 10:20 or something? Or is it 12:10? How are we getting on with this? We've just started. With Stay, I've got 5 out of 7 endings. I figured out that I need to wait for the next full moon to get one of the achievements. And I've got all the items in the rooms.
It was a missed call.
Thank
It
you.
was Valentine's Day, so I wasn't in the mood for conversation. It was a missed call. It was Valentine's Day, so I wasn't in the mood for conversation.
Missed call from whom? Who was the... Oops. Missed call from...
Pass.
Oh, fine. Okay, fine.
I'm not religious, but when I wrote Hannah's epitaph, I knew her parents would want some acknowledgement of the great bearded one. But she was an angel to me. She was an angel to everyone.
You have tea and porridge. I had chicken Kiev and rice, which was nice.
Dr. Dekker felt that Hannah was holding me back. The memories of Hannah. In his opinion, I was holding on to the past. So I guess he cursed me. That's even a thing.
I'm going to ask. Cursed. You?
Yes, Dr. Dekker cursed me. I don't really want to talk about it, but let's just say I blame him for the way I am. Can you give me some advice, Doctor? I've been trying to think how I can get past today. I've come up with a couple of choices. I could set fire to Hannah's photographs. I've got them in Dropbox anyway. But setting fire to the clothes did the trick. Or setting fire to a rocking chair. She sounds like an old lady, but she loved that rocking chair, which I've not sat in since. Which one do you think's best?
Well, I mean, both are fire. So, do we burn the photos or do we burn the rocking chair? Burning the photos don't seem like they have more as finality because he's got them in Dropbox. Nice plug there. So, we have to get him to dance or sing or something for one of the achievements. Interesting to see about that. Let's go with the rocking chair.
Set fire to the rocking chair. I never like the way it moves forwards and backwards. Forwards and backwards.
Okay, you are a strange one. Okay, what's your favourite season?
I like winter. Being snowed in with Hannah. Just the two of us.
Winter is good.
It's paradise. She's dead. Thanks for bringing that up.
Wonderful.
She was interested. Maybe I misread. Maybe she was just being kind. I suppose most women wouldn't enjoy me talking about my dead ex for hours.
Okay.
It's a sea creature, like an octopus. I suppose they find dinosaur bones everywhere. Just because we're on land now doesn't mean millions of years ago this place wasn't at the bottom of an ocean.
I'm going to ask someone else a question. How did your mother die? How did your mother die?
She stopped breathing. I don't know. I was 6. Something to do with her lungs.
That's sad.
It was a missed call. It was Valentine's Day, so I wasn't in the mood for conversation.
Who called you on Valentine's Day?
I was at Henley Church on Valentine's Day, visiting Hannah's grave. It was the anniversary of her death. Her parents wanted a...
Okay, I still want to know who called you.
Can't help you. Sorry.
Okay. Gonna ask about... Oops. Henley Church.
I left Henley Church about 11 o'clock on Valentine's Day. I was talking to an archaeologist who said it uncovered some...
No, we've already that.
Hello again, Doctor. I had a bit of a shaky loop incident, but let's not talk about it. Yesterday, I set fire.
Okay. Oh, what time was the missed call? Good idea, Paul. What time was the missed? Oops. Cool.
I don't know.
Unhelpful person is unhelpful. Okay.
Hello again, Doctor. I had a bit of a shaky loop incident, but let's not talk about it. Yesterday, I set fire to Hannah's clothes in the garden. I just wanted the day to move forward. I instantly regretted it. And lo and behold, here we are, a new day. Hannah's clothes are a pile of ashes.
What about the missed call stuff? Okay, so there are 3. Yeah. It's annoying. It's like I do the hint thing and then there'll definitely be something about the thing with just like a different whatever. Oh, let's move on and let's talk to Alkesh's favourite lady.
I haven't been back to the beach since our last session, and no blackouts, new doctor, and new hope. You're much better behaved than Dr. Dekker. Dr. Dekker dated his patients. That's not good behavior, is it?
Okay.
I think her name was Scarlett? One of his patients, an older woman. I guess that's how he liked them.
Don't sound so regretful.
I haven't been back to the beach since our last session. Kind of missed it. You do something a lot, you're gonna miss it.
Oh, bleep bloop.
I suspect I'll go back
Registrar.
there soon, but
250
it's helped with
responses.
the blackouts.
Okay.
I didn't do anything on Valentine's Day. I washed my hair, and then I walked along the beach for the whole night. It's actually true. I saw one of your patients, actually. The nurse. She was on the pier with someone.
Interesting clue.
Pretty much all of the night, too, so I can vouch for her, even though she probably didn't see me.
She's so sweet.
We went out for drinks. Didn't you know? He said it was a breach of something or the other, but I can be pretty persuasive when I want to be.
Yeah, okay. I thought you didn't drink.
I guess it was a couple of days before Valentine's Day. It wasn't a date or anything. I noticed in our sessions that he'd been acting a little strange. He just didn't seem right. I wanted to find out what was wrong.
That really didn't answer my question. Okay, let's...
Yeah, drinks. I think Dr. Dekker ordered neat whiskey. I had water. I don't drink.
Well, I mean, you know, you're French, so...
I know, it's pretty hard to believe, isn't it? I feel pretty ugly. But I think I have a nice smile.
You do have a nice smile. You clearly have self-esteem issues as well.
Lots of people find me attractive, but I've seen something truly beautiful.
She has an octopus
Makes me
necklace.
feel dull by
Just
comparison.
noticed that.
I have a recurring dream where I find something beautiful in the sea. But I don't know you that well yet, Doctor. Let's wait a while before I tell you my most intimate secrets.
Sorry
Ooh,
to cut
bloody
in,
hell.
Doctor. I've just had a phone call from a solicitor. Ben's trying to sue us for nervous shock. Should I go and see him to talk it out, or should I find a solicitor to represent us? Sorry to be pushy, I just think we should act quickly before it's too late. Okay, well, just let me know.
Okay, so that was weird. Is she in there? Bryce, Jasmine, Lacey, Jer. There we go. Alright, okay. How?
Hey you, thanks for helping me with this grief thing. I'm not sure I have it though. So, should I get a solicitor or shall we try and talk it out with him?
Get a solicitor.
I think we should get a solicitor. I know the perfect firm. I'll do it all. Don't worry about it. And that's why we've got insurance for these kinds of things anyway. But the cheek of it.
It's always best to guess.
On
it's
Valentine's
January.
Day, Dr. Dekker had a session with Claire Castleford at 11 and that nurse, Elin, at 3. Everyone else cancelled. You should see this place Christmas Eve. I was at home though, so I don't actually know who came in.
Claire
Dr.
and
Dekker
Elin.
did phone and ask me for Nathan's number, which is a bit strange.
Yeah, okay, so maybe we should ask if they left a message.
Oh, I don't
To
really know
Nathan.
where to start. I feel a bit numb. Maybe we should just talk about him. It hadn't even been a year. He was a quiet, solitary man. A good listener, as I suppose you'd need to be. His confidence did grow as time wore on, but that's what you'd expect after you've fitted in. I mainly miss our chats. He used to work late with me and tell me things about the patients, things that I probably shouldn't have heard, but did. What do you think of the patients? Nah, perhaps you shouldn't say. You can ask me. Go on, I'll tell you what I think.
Cool, because we're not getting much from them. Alright, tell me about Nathan.
Oh, I just want to cuddle Nathan all up. He's such a mess. He's always in the same clothes. You know, he barely talks to me though. It's the same hello every time. He reminds me of Tom.
Let's ask about our favourite lady.
Mariana is a special girl. You know, there's something about her that just makes you want to follow her. Maybe that's what a trendsetter looks like.
Okay. Elin.
Elin seems like a lovely person. I'm not really sure why she's here.
Claire.
Claire seems to be shaken by something. You know, I offer her drinks every time she comes in, but she always refuses them. It's as if she just wants to come in, get her session over with, and then run off to do something else. It's a bit rude, isn't it? I think Bryce has a lot of misdirected anger. I don't think I like him that much. You know, sometimes when things overrun, he's outside waiting for you, and he stares at me as if he's undressing me with his eyes. You know, he's not the first person that's done that, but still, you know, it feels worse coming from him.
He's the gravedigger with the extra hour, isn't he?
Tom was a quiet mess, like Nathan. Youngish, in his early 20s. He taught piano, but he did have a strange hobby.
What was Tom's hobby?
Tom liked to base jump. That's basically falling from a huge building or mountain and pulling your parachute before you hit the ground. He started to think he
horrifying.
could fly. Dr. Dekker tried to talk him out of it, but Tom had to prove his point. So one day, Tom decided to base jump without a parachute. Can you guess what happened?
He got a bit smushed.
He did die. He was hit by a rock from further
bleep
up the
bloop.
mountain.
Mind
He never got
games.
to fly.
50
Nathan thinks
insanity
he knows
points
what his
reached.
problem is too, but if he's not careful, he'll get hit by that rock. I wish I'd said goodbye.
Hang on, I'm missing Tom and...
I wish
what's
I'd said
Tom
goodbye
Bennett?
to Dr. Dekker. It was so sudden.
When did you
You're
mention
here, then gone. He resigned anyway, but that's not the same, is it?
He resigned?
Dr. Dekker resigned shortly before his murder. No, it's sad. But doctors come and go, and only poor Jaya remains. I've got his resignation letter somewhere. You know, I do all the hiring and firing around here. Well, Professor Alderby and the Trust technically do that.
Okay, let's have a look at his resignation letter. 11th of February. It's definitely an odd bit of information, yes. Hi, Jessie. And no, Paul, I don't think we're wanting to stalk Mariana, but she is cute. To whom it may concern, please accept this letter as notice of my intention to resign from my position. Dr. Dekker. 11th of February. Okay. He was playing Disneyland Adventures in the second half, which looked like an interesting game, but kind of irritating.
Professor Alderby
Way too
is a
cheery.
trustee. Did I not mention that? We'd worked late together on all sorts of things. He was preoccupied with finding patterns in patients, trying to find some kind of order.
Okay, so... Tom. When did she mention Tom? Ben is the person that found. Okay. I'm gonna ask about trustees. But I'm not quite sure how I want to formulate it, so I'm just gonna literally ask trustees.
I think you might be barking up the wrong tree there.
Yeah, that didn't work. Okay. Did we ask why did he resign? Yeah.
We'd worked late together on all sorts of things. He was preoccupied with finding
Patterns. Okay, so we're gonna ask what kind of patterns.
Mainly he was searching for a common experience the patients might have had. That's what led them to his office. He'd study everything, even the referral letters.
Do you have the referral letters? Oops. I've also put 2 D's in do. Hang on.
Yes, letters, parking tickets, holiday destinations. You know, I find those referral letters... He was sure there was a pattern in them.
Okay, interesting, cool. So hopefully we'll get those at some point.
Professor Alderby is a trustee. Did I not mention that?
Let me just ask trustee.
I think I'm going to get into trouble now. Have you ever heard of secret shoppers? Well, Professor Alderby posed as a patient to test Dr. Dekker. It's just a thing that he does. I'm sure he'll come and visit you at some stage, so please play along.
Okay. Oh, hang on, we've got...
It's smashed.
Okay.
She was cuddling him like he was 6. He's 25.
Yeah, but he found a dead body.
Most of the patients are suspects, according to the police. Almost all the patients are referred, and some of them are privates, but Dr. Dekker didn't introduce any of them. So you watched the tapes. Gold star for you.
Yeah, that still didn't answer my questions, but okay.
I think I'm going to get into trouble now. Have you ever heard of secret shoppers? Well, Professor Alderby posed as a patient to test Dr. Dekker. It's just a thing that he does, I'm sure.
Okay. What kind... Oops. Of test.
Test is the wrong word, more like gently guide. Professor Alderby had a lot of good advice to offer the young psychiatrists. It really helps them focus on where the problems are.
Okay, so
It hadn't even been a year. He was a quiet, solitary man. A good listener, as I suppose you'd need to be. His confidence did grow as time wore on, but that's what you'd expect after you've fitted in. I mainly miss our chats. He used to work late with me and tell me things about the patients, things that I probably shouldn't have heard, but did. What do you think of the patients?
okay. Okay, what did you talk about?
I don't know about that, Doctor.
Okay, that's silly. Right. Okay, right, let's go back to Nathan. Did Dr. Dekker call you?
Dr. Dekker felt that Hannah was holding me back. Memories of Hannah. In his opinion, I was holding on to the past. So I guess he cursed me. If that's even a thing.
Okay, let's go back to Marianne.
Wouldn't you like to know? Is our session up now? People are quick to put labels on everything. I suppose Dr. Dekker was more than just a therapist to me. We had a lot of things in
I
common,
think that's
but
illegal.
we weren't seeing each other. I'm not seeing anyone at the moment. Are you offering, Doctor?
No.
It sounded like an offer to me, Doctor. Some girls say that they're washing their hair when they don't want to go out, but I was genuinely washing my hair. Do you think my hair's pretty, Doctor? I'm insecure, Doctor. Isn't it obvious?
Yes, your hair is pretty.
It's such a mess. But thank you.
Bless.
I've danced around in my living room, but no clubs since last time. I like dancing around in my underwear. Sometimes less.
You naughty minx. Okay, right. I love that that has follow-up questions. Alkesh, behave. Jeez. Right. So many questions. I'm just going to go on and talk to Aelin first.
I haven't had a great day, to be honest. Someone accused me of stealing from my patients, which I would never do. Plus, Hilda's getting worse. This? Well, it started with this. It's a locket. Alice, one of my patients, gave it to me before she died. I have a few other things. A watch, a ring. One patient gave me a little china bird. They're not valuable, just trinkets, really.
Or trophies.
Strictly speaking, all of the patient's belongings should be passed on to family members after they die. But Alice's son never visited. He didn't care about his mum. Why would he care about some worthless piece of jewellery? It just doesn't feel right to me. What do you think, Doctor? Am I wrong to keep the locket?
If she didn't give it to you, then yes.
Really? I don't see the harm. Alice wanted me to have it. You and Terry and all the other nurses just don't understand.
Yeah, you should totally get this game on, Cash. Okay. At least we've got some more follow-ups for this one. That's a question about Hilda.
Hilda's the one I mentioned in our last session. She's dying. I can tell. I need to see her before it's too late. Yes, I had a session with Dr. Dekker on Valentine's Day. 3 o'clock, I think. Just a few hours later, he was... I still can't get over it.
That's about 7 hours, but sure.
To help her finish her unfinished business. People who are dying always have things they wish they could do before they go. We leave a lot of loose ends in our lives. We're very messy that way. Hilda wants to see her daughter. She's in Australia, so I'm going to have to use my talent.
Your talent?
I can change my skin. What I look like. I can turn into a patient's loved one. I just hold their hand and ask them to imagine that the person they want to see is sitting right here next to them, and I become them. It's how I help them move on. That's how I comfort them.
The shape-shifting detective? Ooh, I like the sound of that. I think I've seen something about that. Another Wales interactive game. Well, I'll be getting that one as well.
I only shift at work to help my patients. I don't have any interest in using it as a party trick or to deceive anyone. Actually, I had a hot date. It wasn't anything serious, just some guy I know. But it was a nice date, different to what I'm used to.
Okay.
It was very traditional, old-fashioned, you know? Dinner at a nice restaurant. Then we went for a little walk along the pier. Held hands, had a bit of a kiss. Then he called a cab and I went home, alone. I think it was about 11 when I left Max. I'm sure you could check with the taxi company if you really wanted to, if you think I need an alibi.
Well, Mariana's actually alibied you.
Of course, it was Terry that accused me of stealing.
You really don't
One
like
of the
Terry.
other nurses. She's actually trying to make out that I'm some kind of HSK.
Okay, you're going to have to tell me what an HSK is.
Healthcare serial killer. You know, like those nurses that kill loads of their patients. I'm surprised you haven't heard of it.
Oh, no, I have. I just didn't know the acronym.
Anyway, because a few of my patients have died on me, and some of those patients have given me gifts, Terry thinks it means that I've been killing them off.
Yeah, I listened to a podcast that has sort of like, well, I listen to various podcasts, and yeah, it's surprising how, Jaya should check the alibi. Okay.
His name is Max. He's really sweet, but I don't see a future between us. He's not really my type.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask, what is your type? What is your type?
I don't really have anything to tell you about that.
Wonderful, thanks for that.
I've known Max a couple of years, but this is the first time we've been on a date. I don't think he's boyfriend material. I can sense it, you know? It's like when you're outside and there's a sudden change in the light or the air feels different and you know it's going to rain. It's like that.
But that's barometric
I always
pressure.
know when one of my patients is fading, even before the doctors know. Their energy changes.
I thought you said you didn't believe in New Age
It
stuff.
sounds silly when I put it into words. I sound like my mum.
Is that a bad thing?
Dr. Dekker seemed fine on Valentine's Day. He seemed to be in a good mood. It didn't seem like anything was bothering him.
Why would anything be bothering him?
We talked about families, I think. Our mums. I probably spent far too much time talking to Dr. Dekker about my mum.
Okay. Tell me about your mum.
My mum's a nightmare. I said she was into all this New Age stuff, right? So she thinks she can tell me what I should be doing all the time because she got a message from her spirit guide that said I'm not eating well, or I'm not getting enough sleep, or I'm not looking after my inner moonbeam or whatever. It drives me nuts. But she's my mum. I love her, so I have to take it.
Okay, right. Did you see anyone at the beach? Did you see anyone at the beach?
Sorry, no.
Yeah, I don't actually think you were doing that. Jaya. Let's go back to Jaya. I'm just gonna say taxi.
One step ahead of you, boss. Elin was picked up from the pier just after 11 p.m. There is no way she could have got from there to here in an hour.
Okay, so it was just after midnight then that he died. Must have been. His body was found at 10:20, possibly. But he was killed at midnight? Okay, so... Claire. Let's
It's the anniversary of my parents' death today. I went to the lake house. I always go to the lake house anyway, but it's also where they died.
Okay.
I stood for a while, looking across the water. It's peaceful there. It's the place that makes me feel the most. There was a girl there, by the lake, only about 9 or 10. She was fishing, if you can call it that, with one of those nets on a stick.
I had one of those. It must have been 20 past 10 a.m. that he was found, because it seems like he was killed between 11 and midnight then? Don't know.
I don't know why I talked to her. She looked sad. I don't usually talk to children, but she seemed different, special. I'm allowed to talk to her, aren't I? Doctor?
Yeah, I know, but then he would have been sitting there dead for a day.
Good. It felt nice. I felt like I was being nice. I felt human. So I can find her and talk to her again, Doctor.
Oh, that's creepy.
David had been hunting again, and, well, she's seen some of the skins he hung around the lake house. David wasn't there. Or at least I didn't see him. I didn't go inside. I forgot my key, and the spare was missing. Then I will. I'll look for her next time I'm there. Animal skins. David hunts, then skins. It's horrible, really.
Yes.
He's not really good at either job, so the skins still have great lumps of bloody carcass hanging off them.
Ew.
I'm sure he'll get better with practice.
That's gross.
They died of carbon monoxide poisoning. I was staying at a friend's house. Otherwise, I would have died too. The day Dr. Dekker was killed, I had a session with him in the morning at my usual time, 11 o'clock. That was the last time I saw him. Dr. Dekker made me an offer that I couldn't refuse. I'll be taking it to the grave with me, though. As did he.
Okay.
I don't know. I suppose she just reminded me of me.
Maybe she was you.
I spent a lot of time alone as a child. She said she was trying to catch some strange creatures that she's seen in the water.
That's the cephalopod.
I don't know. Minnows, probably. Everything's strange when you're a child.
I'm going to say Ouroboros again because you know how much I love that word.
It was 12 years ago. I was still very young. Too young to be an orphan, anyway. I had to toughen up quickly. Met isn't the right word. David has always been there, in the shadows, on the periphery. I move in very exclusive circles. You tend to see the same faces. I don't move in any circles anymore. Those people were my parents' friends, not mine. Love? Yes. I suppose I always will. Valentine's Day night, I was at the lake house, watching David, like I always do.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to do another playthrough, which I'll have to do anyway, because let's do one without hints, to see how they do change. Because, yeah, at this point, anyone could be. I'll be very sad if it turns out to be Mary. I wouldn't put it past Aelin. Definitely creepy undertones, though.
He has trouble with his mental faculties and is getting worse. Yes. I'll watch him and make sure nothing bad happens.
That sounds creepy, dear.
I don't move in any circles anymore. Those people were my parents' friends, not mine.
Okay. Who? Where? can't spell, just put 2 P's in parents. Who are your parents' friends?
I'm happy to discuss all of these things, just one at a time.
Yeah. Oh, bleep bloop. Part-timer, 4 hours played. Cool. I was like, it didn't do anything. Why did it bleep? Yeah, could be something to do with dating. I mean, he's not supposed to be doing that. Alright, let's talk to creepy old Bryce.
There's something I want to tell you about. Something else that's wrong with me. I think I've been getting a bit out of control in my hour. When I first got the hour, I was shocked, obviously. It took me a while to work out that everyone was frozen and only I could move. Because I live on my own. What would you do, Doctor, if you had an hour where everyone was frozen?
I would have a nap.
Go to a fairground?
Having a nap.
I did think, what good could I do, other than catch up with work? I did see a woman who was having her purse snatched, so I gave her purse back, and the crook, I placed him on a bus a few blocks away. I have no idea where it was going. She'd never really be able to thank me, so I took another picture.
You don't do it to get thanks. You do it because it's the right thing to do.
I see a girl standing behind you. I don't know who it is. I don't know what you're asking me either.
I asked you why you seemed preoccupied.
Possibly a relative of yours. Possibly a patient that died here. I'm not sure. She doesn't normally say anything.
Okay, so we're suggesting things.
Ha! That was just an example, Doctor. I'm sure you can come up with more exciting things to do than that. Yes, I would steal too. And I have stolen. I ran out of milk, so I thought I'd go to the local all-night shop and get some more. I was absolutely intending to pay, but when I got there, everyone was frozen. I thought about leaving money on the counter, but that seemed weird. The cashier would wake and suddenly this money would have appeared from nowhere. But I've stolen bigger things.
I was going to say, milk is hardly, you know.
Well, that makes me feel a little better. There's a young mother, divorced, who lives opposite me. Jessica. She's friendly and says hello to me, smiles. I've always wondered what she looks like naked. So 1 hour, I broke into her house. She was standing in her bedroom. I took it as a sign. I took off her clothes and...
Okay, this dude is a criminal, as well as being some kind of psychopath. Also, I'm sure Jessica smiles because he's creepy and she doesn't want him to do something like undress her. Yeah. Previously on The Flash, Barry used flash time to steal milk. I like that, Alkesh.
I took photos of Jessica when she was naked. When I'd stripped her. When she was naked and frozen. I didn't want to have to do it again, to strip her again. So I took pictures to remind myself what she looked like. That's wrong, isn't it,
Yes,
Doctor?
very.
I know. It's that bloody Dr. Dekker. He made me this way. It's all his fault.
It was your choice.
Like I said, I originally presented with depression, and everything was going well for a while. Then Dr. Dekker changed. He was easily distracted during sessions, like he wasn't listening. I'm pretty sure he wasn't listening half the time. I don't think he wanted to know about his patients anymore. But when he did give you advice, he told me to use my imagination, to make something up, to think something crazy, and it would become real. He told me to think of a way to get more time. So I did. But he pushed me. He made me think it.
Can you unthink it?
I spent most of Valentine's Day at the art gallery. Well, the evening part, anyway. They had a display with the theme, Love Conquers All. I didn't get most of the paintings, but they were well done.
I'm sorry, but you're really creepy,
I
mate.
dug the grave for Dr. Dekker. I helped carry his coffin to the burial site. Do you know what? It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it. Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
No, the coffin wasn't empty. There was something in it. A decoy, I'd imagine.
Do you think he's still alive?
I'm guessing he was buried somewhere else, or cremated. Somebody somewhere didn't want his body going in the ground. Do you want to be cremated or buried, Doctor?
Cremated.
That's a good choice, Doctor. Less work for me. Yes, I suppose I've destroyed a few things whilst in the hour. You can be the perfect supervillain. Nobody knows it was you. That wretched dig goes on 24/7. 25/7, if you ask me. Your patient, Nathan, caused quite a stir. He interrupted one of the female students all night, apparently. Made her miscategorize some findings, going on about his dead girlfriend. It's amazing what you hear at the coffee machine. Well, I suppose that's a bonus. We're allowed to use their coffee machine while they're there.
Oh, okay. Did anyone see a news article about something about the moon moving further away so days will actually be 25 hours? So Bryce is alibying Nathan. Elin is alibied by Mariana.
Because you have to hope, don't you, Doctor? It's only the power of hindsight that made me realize how toxic it all was. And after a point, you go too far to be able to come back anyway.
Okay. Did you look inside the coffin? Did you? Inside the... Unsurprisingly, coffin is not one of the auto-predict choices until I put more letters in.
No, the coffin wasn't empty. There was something in it. A decoy, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I saw it on Bing as I was doing my Microsoft Point thing. Stop tapping whatever that is. ask about the pictures. I'm just gonna ask pictures and see if that prompts anything new.
I don't know.
No. What do you do with the pictures?
I don't really know about that.
Okay. Jasmine? Hello, you're new.
I'm Jasmine. I don't come in that often. What happened to Dr. Dekker? Oh. When? How? Sorry, you probably don't know, do you? Ouch. I didn't really know him that well. I'm trying to remember what I was doing on Valentine's Day now.
Oh, cool. I'm going to ask you that question.
We had a display in the gallery
Ooh,
based
bleep
on
bloop.
Love Conquers
Committed.
All, so I had to work.
500 questions asked.
Mainly it was a collection of giant hearts sat on things, but I ran into another patient, Bryce. I'd never really spoken with him before, but he's quite an art critic.
Huh.
I couldn't get rid of him until I finished work at 11. There's actually another guy who takes over on the night shift. I'm not sure if he kept talking to Bryce though. Providence is open 24 hours.
Okay, alright.
There's not much to tell. I knew he was a patient here. I'd seen him in the waiting room a couple of times. He likes art and talking and looking down here instead of up here.
I've just twigged. Nope, Jessica, Jasmine, not the same person. Right, okay.
When you see a painting, it stands still. When I see one, it's moving, like a mini film, like little vines. But when there's a person in the painting,
Yes.
they watch me.
She's
Normally
played way too much Layers of Fear,
disapprovingly.
okay. Definitely. That's a creepy ass game.
Because they don't think I know how to appreciate art, because I'm too young.
What happens to the one with the dog playing poker? Do the dogs look at you disapprovingly?
Yes, of course. Otherwise I wouldn't be working in an art gallery. I love art. I love paintings. Like I said, they move for me.
I have to say, these actors are
When I want
incredibly
them to,
good.
normally. When I want to really get inside what's going on. But some paintings, I can't stop.
Which paintings?
I've been working on portraits, at home, outside work. But my paintings aren't so good. Nowhere near Providence standard. I painted a man, Dorian. You know, after Dorian Gray.
Ask her why she's wearing shoes. Well, because she's a sensible person.
I wanted to try and capture someone aging, so I divided the face into thirds and painted a boy, his father, and his grandfather in each third. It was hideous. And it started talking to me.
Okay, what did it say?
That I'm ugly, that I have no talent, nothing will become of me. Is that true, Doctor?
Of course not.
I hear it so many times from that wretched painting. It's in my head. But thank you. He was shy, and then less so. When I told him about my problem, he told me to set fire to it.
Ha! Okay, I said.
Yeah, he could have been more specific. I tried to set fire to Providence. At that time, I thought the only way to fix my problem was to set fire to the entire art gallery. Several paintings didn't make it. Luckily, my boss didn't press charges.
Okay.
The police did arrest me, though.
Okay. I would have thought set fire to the Dorian thing, but...
My boss, Petra, she's just lovely like that. Providence has gone through some tough times, and I've only been there a year. She invested her life savings, and it's still not making any money. Such a sweet lady. You'd do anything for her.
Did she ask you to set fire to it?
Dr. Dekker told me to burn it. It was nothing to do with Petra. No. Why are you saying that? I don't even know if Petra has insurance.
I would hope she does.
I already ripped up the painting. It screamed as I cut it. And now whenever I close my eyes, I can see it, hear it. I need the tablets, Doctor. I need them.
Tablets?
The temazepam, the sleeping tablets. The ones you gave me last time.
I didn't give you any tablets.
Dr. Dekker gave them to me. They helped. I know it's in my head. I know paintings can't talk. What's wrong with me, Doctor? Why do I do this? Thank you, Doctor. I'll think about that. And the prescription, please?
Oh, hey, she's green now. Cool. Alright, Lacey, new person.
I'm Lacey Hendricks. So you don't know about me then?
Lacey, is that the...
Where to start? My next door neighbour in Jobson Hill, where I live, she was murdered. 80, and they diversion burgled her. But she was wise to it and started calling the police. They slit her throat with a bread knife. So I started a neighbourhood watch. It was me and Agnes. Everyone else thought we were overreacting. If they want their throats cut, that's up to them, living in their bubbles. But Agnes... Poor Agnes. She went missing, and still is. And that's what people think. But it's not the truth. It killed them. It looks normal enough. A smartly dressed, door-to-door saleswoman. I know because I heard my other neighbours shout at her. No Jehovah's! They think anyone knocking is a Jehovah. But she said she was selling double glazing. I don't know, I didn't answer the door. Best not to nowadays. But I watched her go to Agnes's. Poor Agnes. She let her right into her house. I could only see the silhouette. It turned from a person into a, well, it looked like, I guess you'd call it a Medusa. Snakes for her face. And Agnes just fell to the floor. A few minutes later, the woman left, smiling like the cat that got the cream. That was the end of Agnes.
Okay, I feel really sorry for her.
I saw it with my own eyes. What more proof do I need? You're starting to sound like Dr. Dekker. He didn't believe me either. I didn't have much luck with him, like I said. He didn't believe me. He thought I was having a hallucination caused by the stress of my neighbour being so brutally murdered. Where is Agnes, though? I haven't found her, have they? Have they?
I don't know.
I was at
Lacey
Haley
is another
Church.
patient.
They had a service that ran right up till midnight. For us less fortunates without a love in their life. Well, now. Do you have someone, Doctor? Do you have a love in your life?
There's not an option for I'm quite happy as I am, thank you very much. I'm going to ask Jaya about Agnes.
I don't know.
Right. Okay, in which case, no, they didn't find
They
Agnes.
haven't found her because that thing ate her. Or made her disappear or something. Her useless husband managed to survive unscathed, though. Don't know much about him, other than the fact that he looks at me like I'm 6 foot under every time we meet. He doesn't seem too bothered she's gone missing either. He did at first, when the police were crawling around. But now they've gone, that's stopped. If I hadn't seen that thing eat her, I'd...
Think that he did it?
No. He's a weaselly little man who spends far too much time in his garden. It's probably like the National Trust back there. The constant digging and building, pruning and sawing. What a thing to say! Why would you say that? I kept watching the front door after that saleswoman had left and nothing. She didn't leave, and you can't get out the back since the council sold the garage block. Ron's a gardener, not a killer. Unless... Agnes said Ron was laying the foundations for a new greenhouse. You don't think... I need to call the police. I need to call them now. But they won't listen to me. I tried to tell them about the monster, but they didn't believe me. They won't believe me about this, I promise you. Please, could you call them, Doctor?
I'm just going to go, yes, I have someone, because...
Keep them safe. You never know who's going to
able to have
come
that
knocking on your door.
Okay, so, yes, I'll call the police.
Thank you, Doctor. Now give me a pen and I'll write down the details for you. Don't you want to know why Dr. Dekker called me the leech lady?
Yes?
He said that I leech thoughts from people. Suck them right out of their heads. And I can put thoughts in there too. I'm not that clever though, am I, Doctor? I mean, it's not as if I was having an affair with Ron and Agnes was in the way and needed to disappear. So I made this story up. I mean, what do you think I do for a living anyway? Doctor, you're so good. We're going to get on just fine.
Okay, she's really creeping me out now. Like, seriously creeping me out now. But, on the other hand, it's green. Still something with JR. Yeah, so we got Jasmine and Lacey as new patients. Oh, she probably is. Right, I'm going to ask Bryce about... Jasmine.
No, sorry.
Oh, hang on, did we?
I spent most of Valentine's Day at the art gallery. Well, the evening part, anyway. They had a
Okay. Did you see anyone at the art gallery?
I don't have anything to say to that.
I don't need a tinfoil hat. I've got a fuzzy brain. I'm gonna go what? Did you steal?
Yes, I would steal too. And I have stolen. I ran out of milk, so I thought I'd go to the local all-night shop and get some more. I was absolutely intending to pay, but when I got there, everyone was frozen.
I asked
thought
what
about
did you
leaving
steal?
money on the counter, but that seemed weird. The cashier would wake and suddenly this money would have appeared from nowhere. But I've stolen bigger things.
I'm just gonna ask bigger things then.
From stealing milk,
Ah, there
I
we go.
moved on to petrol. From petrol, well, all those supermarkets have all kinds of electricals, so I've stolen quite a lot of that. I'm not proud. I think I've been doing it because I can. To prove to myself, either way, my extra hour is actually real.
Okay. All right. Did you hurt anyone?
Not something I know about.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go to Nathan and get a hint because hopefully it'll tell me how to phrase this phone call one. Oh, okay. What charity did? Fine. That's not what I wanted, but here we go. What charity did Hannah donate her clothes? Do.
Hannah was forever giving to charity. Her things, her time, our money. I actually suggested a charity that Dr. Dekker mentioned called Mind Stretch Outreach.
Okay. Mind stretch out. Oops. Out. Reach.
Mind Stretch Outreach arranges programs for gifted children. It's for poor, clever kids who can't afford private education. It's not much of a charity. I guess, but it certainly ends up with a lot of clever people who are thankful to the people running it. Which, in this case, is Dr. Dekker.
Okay. I'm going to ask about clever people.
Should I know something about that? Sorry.
Okay. Alright, gifted... gifted chicken. Gifted children?
I've got nothing.
Okay.
Hello again, Doctor. I had a bit of a shaky loop incident, but let's not talk about it. Yesterday, I set fire to Hannah's clothes in the garden. I just wanted the day to...
Yes, also Carrot is coming up with funny questions, but it is also useful when I'm typing. Whoa, I just slid all the way off the sofa. Hang on. Oof. Oh, my back is tired. Oh, he was talking to the student, but wasn't in the mood for conversation. Okay, so... why were you talking to the student?
I left Henley Church about 11 o'clock on Valentine's Day. I was talking to an archaeologist who said it uncovered some fossils resembling a strange cephalopod-like creature. Strange place to find an octopus, really. What? Do you think I've got something to do with Dr. Dekker's murder? Maybe you should ask your assistant who Dekker saw that day.
But yeah, very smooth moves, and that really didn't answer my question. Okay, why were you talking to the I can't spell archaeologist. I'm gonna go with student. If you... I missed the A. There we go. And I just accidentally quit out the keyboard. Why were you talking to the archaeologist if you did and want a cuddle is a suggestion. Conversation.
I meant I wasn't in the mood to talk to Dr. Dekker.
Okay. Little bits. Okay, so why weren't you in the mood to talk to Dekker. Dekker.
Dr. Dekker felt that Hannah was holding me back. The memories of Hannah. In his opinion, I was holding on to the past. So I guess he cursed me. That's even...
Why? Mood.
I meant I wasn't in the mood to talk to Dr. Dekker.
What? Did Dr. Dekker want to talk about?
Hello again, Doctor. I had a bit of a shake.
Okay. Okay. Why would... Oops. Dr. Dekker run mind stretch out reach.
I think Dr. Dekker set up Mind Stretch Outreach so that he could influence the minds of children at an early age, getting them to believe they could be anything they wanted to be. Since his death, it's been disbanded. No more minions of Dr. Dekker.
Minions?
It just felt like he was growing this child army of intelligentsia.
That was my question, minions.
Hannah was forever giving to charity. Her things, her time, our money. I actually suggested a charity that Dr. Dekker mentioned called Mind Stretch Outreach.
Did Hannah donate to Mind Stretch Outreach? And no, Jesse, I don't think it's bad cultivating intelligence, but brainwashing children is bad. Did Hannah donate to Mind Stretch Out Reach?
Hannah was forever giving to charity. Her things, her time, our money. I actually suggested a charity that Dr. Dekker mentioned called Mind Stretch Outreach.
Well, it was what he said.
I think Dr. Dekker set up Mind Stretch Outreach so that he could influence the minds of children at an early age, getting them to believe they could be anything they wanted to be. Since his death, it's been disbanded.
And then he said minions.
It just felt like he was growing this child army of intelligentsia.
That's really what made me think brainwashing. Did you resent... Whoops. Hannah.
Sorry, I don't know. Is it me, or did it just really get cold in here?
Yeah, that's fine. Stop waving at me, you bloody cheeky person. So there was the loop and the burning. Did Dr. Dekker suggest burning Hannah's things?
Dr. Dekker felt that Hannah was holding me back. The memories of Hannah. In his opinion, I was holding on to the past. So I guess he cursed me. That's even a thing.
Well, I have a fuzzy cat. Not a real one, it's a toy, but it's nice and fuzzy. So I will give that a cuddle and listen to an audiobook that is not. Yeah, the curse,
Yes, Dr. Dekker cursed me. I don't really want to talk about it, but let's just say I blame him for the way I am. Can you give me some advice, Doctor?
I could ask about the curse again, but he's probably just going to say Dr. Dekker cursed me.
Yes, Doctor.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I get creepy dreams whether or not I play funny games or not. Okay. A pile of... does he like fire? Okay, fine. I was going to... Do you like... fire? Fire, walk with me!
I think fire is very primal in terms of energy. Maybe if I burn something, my days will keep rolling. Although I'm not sure you're supposed to encourage arson in these sessions, Doctor.
So still got the charity. Yeah, we set them on fire. So that should have dealt with the burn Hannah's clothes. So we've just got to figure out...
Hannah was forever giving to charity. Her things, her time, our money. I actually suggested a charity that Dr. Dekker mentioned called Mind Stretch Outreach.
Yeah. Just going to generally ask about money, question mark. And then see if we can be more
I don't know what you're
specific.
talking about.
No, okay. What? Charity?
Hannah was forever giving to charity. Her things, her time, our
I
money.
said our money.
I actually suggested a...
Yeah. Oh, as in ask Hannah's money. Okay, cool. Hannah's... Oh. Money, question mark. Ooh, itchy nose.
That's not really something I know about.
Okay. Yes, good point, Paul. Why... didn't you donate her clothes?
I've kept almost all of her stuff as she left it. It's just the clothes. I decided to burn those yesterday, so here I am. Hannah loved clothes. Every season, she'd donate her entire wardrobe to some charity or another, and only buy stuff she loved. I was left with winter. I don't even know what her favourite season was. Does it matter? What's your favourite season, Doctor?
Okay. Hannah's... time.
Sorry, no.
Nope. So it's just that charity one. Yeah, what did... oops. Hannah do for work?
I've got nothing.
Yeah, I realised you're trying to key on words, Jesse. Did she volunteer?
Pass.
Fine. Oh, okay. Did Doctor Dekker know Hannah?
Hannah never met Dr. Dekker. She did donate to his charity once, though.
Well, that answers my question. Right, okay, that's the end of it. Yeah. I don't know. Lots of charities, clearly. Alright, Mariana, what have we got?
I've danced around in my living room, but no clubs since last time. I like dancing around in my underwear. Sometimes less.
Okay, any suggestions on questions?
People are quick to put labels on everything. I suppose Dr. Dekker was more than just a therapist to me. We had a lot of things in common, but we weren't seeing each other.
Who was Dr. Dekker seeing?
Sorry, say that again?
Ah. Okay, I just have to go to the bathroom. I shall be right back. Have a think. I shall leave you with Mariana. Does dancing in her underwear give her a sense of freedom? Ugh. Okay, I shall ask. Does dancing in your underwear give you a sense of humor? No, freedom. Just for you, Paul.
Doctor, I don't think our relationship has got to that point yet.
Okay, fine. Yeah, but sometimes I have a sentence and I'd have keywords and then I would get an answer and not get an answer. Have you had any more blackouts?
I haven't been back to the beach since our last session, and no blackouts, new doctor, and new hope. You're much better behaved than Dr. Dekker.
Okay, let's just try asking behavior question mark.
Dr. Dekker dated his patients. That's not good behavior, is it? I think her name was Scarlett? One of his patients, an older woman. I guess that's how he liked them.
Well, it says Wales Interactive, Jessie, so of course they spell behaviour properly. Because it's Welsh. I'm just thinking about the achievements, because there's an achievement for doing it without any hints. I wonder if you could just like go through, ask all the questions, skip to the next day, and then just accuse everybody until you get it, because there would be no penalty for that. But also, it just said that I had 50 insanity points, so I think I'm getting slightly more insane as we go along. In fact, 400 insanity points is an achievement, along with making Nathan sing. Okay, got any more? Lacey and Jasmine did... Whoops. You see Jasmine at the art gallery.
Sorry, Doctor, I dozed off there.
The 400 and 500 insanity points. Well, I'm sure we can get there. Okay, so Nathan is done. Oh, and the singing. Okay. Fair enough. How many times did she go out with Dekker? Okay, how... Autocorrect just suggested how long was it? Sorry, I'm going to giggle like a small child there. Oh, well, not like a small child, but... I really wish I didn't have to keep on typing in Dr. Dekker, because obviously it does not auto-suggest Dekker. for some strange reason. It does suggest Dolores.
We only went out for drinks that one time.
That was an actual response. Where are you seeing Dr. Dekker? Yeah, well, we asked about that. And
I guess it was a couple of days before Valentine's Day. It wasn't a date or anything. I noticed in our sessions that he'd been acting a little strange. He just didn't seem right. I wanted to find out what was wrong.
okay, that wasn't that one, but I'm going to ask about being strange.
Yeah, drinks. I think Dr. Dekker ordered neat whiskey. I had water. I don't drink.
Why don't you drink? Not that that's really any of my business. That's perfectly okay. But it was highlighted.
I guess it was a couple of days before Valentine's Day. It wasn't a date or anything.
I'm just going to do strange question mark. And then maybe do acting strange question mark.
For a lot of our sessions, he would be pretty impartial. A passive listener. But towards the end, he liked interfering. Like, he wanted to push me over the edge.
Interfering? Oh, hang on, I've spelled that wrong. Interfering. It's probably spelled wrong.
I'm not sure how this therapy thing works, but if you're talking to a guy who wants to jump off a cliff, don't tell him to jump.
Also, you're going to laugh. The question mark went in the middle because I missed the R out.
I'm not sure how this therapy thing works, but if you're talking to a guy who wants to jump off a cliff, don't tell him to jump.
Okay. What did he tell you to do?
Nope.
Okay, fine. Push you.
I just felt like I had some kind of special power. And part of me wanted to use it. And he urged me to do that. I don't want to say any more about it, not now.
Okay. I'm going to ask about special power, but all these things I've got to remember for next time when they open up and stuff.
I'm a shape-shifting vampire werewolf. I said I didn't want to talk about it. What is it you're thinking about when you're not listening to me?
Well, the camera seems to be thinking about her boobs. Still a question about jump.
It's just an example. I'm not a guy. I don't want to jump off a cliff.
Okay, fine. Were you seeing Dr. Dekker, and what can you tell me about Dekker? Which patients did he date? Okay. I'm going to ask about Scarlet?
It's Scarlet with 2 T's. Pretentious.
Okay, so that should answer that one. Yes, okay, so...
We went out for drinks. Didn't you know? He said it was a breach of something or the other, but I can be pretty persuasive when I want to be.
We asked about persuasive. And I thought you didn't drink.
People are quick to put labels on everything. I suppose Dr. Dekker was more than just a therapist to me. We had a lot of things in common, but we weren't seeing each other.
Aha, what did you have in common?
I don't know.
Okay. More than a feeling. More than a therapist.
Don't ask me. I don't know.
Okay. Where you friends?
No idea. Is that a dance move?
No, that was a question.
We went out for drinks. Didn't you know? He said it was a breach of something or the other, but I can be pretty persuasive when I want to be.
Just gonna see if persuasive triggers anything else.
I know, it's pretty hard to believe, isn't it? I feel pretty ugly.
Breach. Well, it's not going to be a breach of confidentiality unless he was talking about.
You know, like a breach of
ethics,
ethics
there
or
we go.
something. Girl doesn't ask for details.
There we go. That's probably that one. You can tell I've gone down to me one-word answers. Okay, so we've just got one. Okay, now I'm going to ask for a hint. Isn't drinks a date? Okay, that's a stupid question.
Dr. Dekker did date his patients. Not me, I'd never agree. A drink is not
I
a
know,
date.
but sometimes it wants a question. Oh, how are you today?
I haven't been back to the beach since our last session, and no blackouts, new doctor, and new hope. You're much better behaved than Dr. Dekker.
I'm going to ask about hope. And then I'm going to ask about the beach.
A hope for a cure, of course.
Cure.
I want to stop having blackouts. I want to be able to remember. I want you to fix me.
Okay, I will fix you. I think she's persuading me. And I've also run out of stars. and I've run out. I've not got a hinty thing. Okay. Then I'm going to need to ask someone else some questions, aren't I? Right. What have we got in here?
We talked about families, I think. Our mums. I probably spent far too...
Okay. Doctor... Dekker's mum.
Sounds like Dekker and his mum had a few issues. That's what I liked about Dr. Dekker. It wasn't just him asking me questions and analysing me. He talked about himself as well. Sounds like Dekker and his mum.
I was going to ask issues. That's what I was going to ask. I was like, I was going to type in a word and I can't remember what I was going to say.
No, that's not a question for me.
Okay, fine. What issues?
I don't know. Are you happy, Doctor?
Okay, I'm gonna ask about family.
I'm not sure I should talk about that. Aren't I breaking some reverse patient-therapist confidentiality?
That's not a thing.
Actually, I had a hot date. It wasn't anything serious, just some guy I know. But it was a nice date, different to what I'm used to. Sorry.
Ask about
I
stealing.
feel like you're asking me questions about something I don't know anything about.
No? Okay. What about the peanut gallery? What do you think?
This? Well, it started with this. It's a locket. Alice, one of my patients, gave it to me before she died.
Okay, I'm going to ask about the locket.
That's not really important. Ask me something else.
Okay. Alright, let's get a hint. Do you have any loose ends?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't think I have any loose ends. I don't know what that says about me.
That was really unhelpful. It didn't really give me much information.
Really? I don't see the harm. Alice wanted me to have it. You and Terry and all the other nurses just don't understand. Alice was one of my favourites.
I asked about
She
Alice.
never held back. Spoke her mind about everything. But she had a wicked sense of humour.
Ask about Alice's loose end. I would have said unfinished business, to be perfectly honest. Loose end is weird, but...
Alice was one of my favourites. She
Nope. Okay. What about... Hilda.
Hilda's the one I mentioned in our last session. She's dying. I can tell. I need to see her before it's too late.
Hilda's daughter.
Hilda's the one I mentioned in our last session.
Had items been stolen before? Good question, Paul.
I think we've got a bit off track. Maybe you should check your notes.
I'm gonna go with that's not a question. Okay, let's see what useless thing it suggests. Oh, did she ever date? Okay, fine. I'm just gonna write date and see if that triggers it.
I'm not sure about that.
Nope. Let's try date. Doctor.
That's not really important. Ask me something else.
Okay, sometimes you gotta put in a sentence. Okay, fine. Did you ever date Dr. Dekker?
No. I didn't go on a date with Dr. Dekker. He's my therapist. I would just be wrong.
Was Dr. Dekker seeing anyone?
Yes, I had a session with Dr. Dekker on Valentine's Day. 3 o'clock, I think. Just a few hours later, I still can't get over it.
Okay, has she ever stolen before? Have you ever stolen?
No. That's not a question for me.
I mean, I misspelled before, but that was not a thing.
My mum's a nightmare. I said she was into all...
Okay, let's get another hint. How many times has she shifted? Oh, yes, of course, her power.
I've shifted a few times now. I honestly couldn't tell you how many.
Who is in the locket? Good question.
I feel like you're asking me questions about something I don't know anything about.
Okay. So many things.
Sounds like Dekker and his mum had a few issues. That's what I liked about Dr. Dekker. It wasn't just him asking me questions and analysing me. He talked about himself as well. I don't know. Sorry.
Does shifting always work? Can you shift now?
I've shifted a few times now. I honestly couldn't tell you how many.
Oops. Shift. Shifting. Always work.
Sorry, no.
Right, that's not a no, it doesn't always work. That's the wrong question. Alright, another hint then. How does she change? Oh, okay, fine. How do you change your mind? How do you change your skin?
I don't know how it works. I just know that it does.
How do you know it works?
I don't really have anything to tell you about that.
Okay. How old were you when your parents died?
They died of carbon monoxide poisoning. I was staying at a friend's house. Otherwise, I would have died too. I don't remember my friend's name. She was a
Asked
girl
about
from
a
my
friend.
school. Vicky, Charlotte. It's not really important.
Okay, let's go. What don't the other nurses understand? What don't they understand?
The bond I have with my patients is not the same for the other nurses. They don't have my special talent.
I'm going to ask about bond.
I don't know.
No, that's a thingy. I'm going to ask more about patience.
I'm not sure about that.
No. Okay.
They died. It was 12 years ago. I was still very young. Too young to be an orphan anyway. I had to toughen up quickly.
Going to ask about being an orphan.
Sorry, I don't know anything about that.
I'm going to ask about toughening up.
I was a young woman in possession of an enormous fortune. Lots of people, lots of men, saw that as an opportunity.
Good question. What caused the carbon monoxide poisoning?
I'm not sure. It was a faulty boiler, I think.
Yesterday was release date. That could have been why. I don't mind so much. It's easier to see your questions when people aren't popping in and out of the stream. Okay, I'm going to ask about her fortune. But that was a good question, Paul, about what caused it. But also, it very helpfully, when I wrote carbon,
Perhaps we
suggested
should change the
monoxide and
subject.
poisoning.
You seem to be struggling.
Okay, let's go back and do another hint for Ellen. Does it hurt? I'm just going to ask, does it hurt? Does it hurt?
No, it doesn't hurt at all. I don't think it's a physical thing. I don't think my body actually changes. I think it's more like an illusion. Like my energy changes or something.
Okay. Illusion.
It just sort of fades when I let go of their hand. Obviously, I can't see myself, but I feel it leave me. If you get what I mean.
No, and I'm going to ask about energy, because that's come up before.
It just sort of fades.
No, okay, fine. Is that when Paul keeps on popping in and out of the channel?
It just sort of fades when I let go of their hand. Obviously, I can't see myself, but I feel it leave me. If you get what I mean.
What does it feel like?
I think we've got a bit off track. Maybe you should check your notes.
Okay. What did Doctor say about himself? What did... I'm just going to say Dekker, because that should work. Say... about... himself.
Mainly he talked about being a therapist. He said he had a few patients like me, you know, with special gifts. He said not all of them were as enlightened as me.
I'm going to ask about other... patients.
I don't really have anything to tell you about that.
Okay, not the right question. Okay. Enlightened how?
Well, you know, I know what I can do is special. I see it as a good thing. But apparently, some of his other patients saw their abilities as a curse. Dr. Dekker hated that. He said he wished they could all be more like me.
I'm going to ask about curses, but... oh, now I'm going to spell curse wrong.
I don't know. Sorry.
Okay, fine. Ah. Dekker. Loose. Oops. Ends.
Dr. Dekker almost certainly had
That's
unfinished
quicker.
business.
Right.
He didn't know he was going to die. But it's too late now. That's why I have to help Hilda while I can.
Did you know he was going to die?
Yes, I had a session with Dr. Dekker.
No, that's not the answer. Okay.
I was a young woman in possession of an enormous fortune. Lots of people, lots of men, saw that as an opportunity.
I might just ask about men.
Some tried to seduce me.
There we go.
Some thought I wanted a new daddy. Most of them were the same age as my parents. And yet I'm the one here talking to you.
No, there was another word.
I was a young woman in possession of an enormous fortune. Lots of people.
Opportunity.
Some tried to seduce me.
Oh, okay.
I don't move in any circles anymore. Those people were my parents' friends, not mine.
Friends.
Could you narrow it down a bit? You're asking me too much in one go.
Okay, yes, good idea. New friends.
Do you think I killed my parents?
Okay. Did you kill your parents? Also, why did that have to be the answer to that one? That's odd.
Do you think I killed my parents?
Yeah, no, that's not where I thought that was going. Alright, let's get another hint for that. Is she deceiving her patients? You... your patients.
I don't think I'm deceiving my patients when I shift. I'm helping them.
Helping them?
That's not really important. Ask me something else.
Okay, guys, where to start? Right, so... What are you accused of stealing? What else? What were you doing on Valentine's night? Illusion. Okay. Why was she given the locket? Okay, fine. Locket.
It was the one thing she held on to right until the end. Her most treasured possession. She said she wanted me to have it. You don't argue with a dying person's last wishes.
Okay. Something was just flitting through my head. But I can't think what it was. But that got rid of that. Okay, so Valentine's night, which I thought we'd covered everything on, and illusion has still got things. Okay.
Actually, I had a hot date. It wasn't anything serious, just some guy.
Why wasn't it serious? I'm assuming they're gonna know what I mean.
No. That's not a question
Yes.
for me.
Okay, that's not how you want me to phrase it then. I should tell her if I'm happy. Oh, okay. Yes. I didn't realise that was a genuine question.
You seem happy. You have a very positive
Why
energy.
so serious? Okay. Still didn't get rid of anything. Okay, right.
Do you think I killed my parents?
Who killed your parents? Maybe?
Do you think I killed my parents?
No, I don't think you killed your... Oh God, what did I just do? Oh, yeah. Parents.
Do you think I killed my parents?
Ugh. Bye, Jesse. I'm not going to be streaming much longer. I might call it. So we've still got literally no hints left for Mariana, but she's not green. Still stuff for Ellie and Claire. And we haven't even started on dissecting Bryce. And Jeff. Oh, hang on though. Okay, fine. We're just going to ask her about patient confidentiality. But yeah, I might call it a night.
Oh, don't be such a... It's just between us two.
Okay. Still more on that trustee one. Okay. Right, I'm going to... check out the stats, just I'm curious. So... Oh, we've just got 30 responses left. 100% through the act. 49 hints used. Searches made. Okay, right. I'm calling it because I'm tired, and it's nearly 11. I've been doing this for 2.5 hours. So I will pick this up tomorrow. Because I at least want to get to the bottom of this. Though I figure it's going to be several more sessions. Thank you everyone for watching. Oops. I've been Joe. I've been trying to solve the murder of Dr. Dekker, and I bid you... Oops, hiccup. I bid you good night. Thanks for watching.